Cool C's in the building. Once again, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today, y'all.
Right now.
We gonna cover some real topics that hit your heart. So with that being said, I'm gonna introduce my other crew. Get a mic to my bro Rod.
What up, though? Talk the talk. Hey, we gonna do a lot today. Hopefully we put some positivity in some people's minds, because there's a lot of negative things we need to discuss today.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna shoot it. Let me shoot it over to DY.
DY.
I gotta tell you though, DY, you got something on your hat, man.
You got a beautiful thing on that hat.
Man.
That's beautiful. That's the most
You
beautiful
like that
thing.
hat? I love that hat. Look at that hat.
That's the most beautiful.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys?
You see it in the background. What's up? Talk to talk. How y'all doing, man? Welcome to the podcast. We finna get it in. Yep, I said finna. We finna get it in. Before we finna get it in, I'm gonna pass the mic to the guy who make it possible with the techie, my main man, Lomax.
What
up, though? And yes, I'm about to use that word finna, because I'm finna introduce our, we bringing in another good show. You know what I'm saying? I do want y'all to follow us on social media, YouTube at Talk the Talk.
Talk the Talk.
On over to twitchtv.com and follow us at Talk the Talk 313, and right here on Facebook at Talk the Talk on the Talk the Talk page. If you're watching this broadcast, feel free to tap in. With that being said, let's kick off the show. Shooting it back to my evil twin, the one and only Cool C's.
Back at it. Yes, sir.
Talk the talk.
Talk the talk. Off the top, though. What y'all think about?
Who that is?
Woo, the most beautiful.
Hey, who that is?
The most beautiful man in the world is just like that.
All right. But on the real though, we gotta talk about these finals. How y'all like them Phoenix Suns out there?
Woohoo!
Yeah. D Booker, yeah.
I like it. I'm the only one think Milwaukee gonna win this though. I've been on Milwaukee bandwagon for a little while now.
Woo.
And I like them. I think they're gonna end up beating them in 7. It's going 7.
Baby. I'm so out of the game. My Hawks got eliminated. They ain't really my Hawks. I don't really like
right.
that. But I like Trae Young, and I thought Trae Young deserved a shot to get him a nice little championship.
He'll get another shot.
You get another one.
We're gonna have to raise the banner for a new team.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I ain't really digging either one of them.
Yeah, but it's new blood.
Chris Paul like the rest of y'all.
Yeah, we like Chris Paul because we know that Chris Paul play ball, and Chris Paul deserves to have a ring. He a leader. He a good teammate, I think. Well, maybe not.
I don't know. I ain't gonna say that because I ain't in the locker room, but I will say that Chris Paul is one of the last traditional point guards in the league.
Yep,
it's like a dinosaur, man. He coming to the end of his years, and it's like a dinosaur because don't nobody play like that no more. If you can't score the ball nowadays as a point guard,
Right.
then you almost useless in the
Ain't
NBA.
he part of that 2003 draft, or was that 2004?
2004, I think.
Yeah,
he
with
came after
LeBron.
LeBron, didn't he?
Yeah,
it's
he
like
part
a
of
year
that.
after
He
LeBron.
part of that.
years he's been in the
Yeah,
league.
so he probably part of that
Yeah.
2004. Well, no, that would be 17 years. Yeah, hey, he about like that. He came in that draft, I believe. But anyway, he real tight with them guys. You know what I'm saying? I think,
Oh man.
Yeah.
He turned that team around.
yeah.
You know.
And then we gotta look at the point that he took a team and made this championship.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
like he went and got some guys.
Like he pulled a KD.
Yeah, what's the new saying that they call it?
Super team.
Yeah,
super team. He ain't pull a KD.
Yeah, he ain't do
All
KD.
right, let me quit sneak dissing KD, man. Even though I don't like KD, man.
Well, facts is facts.
Sneak this KD every chance you get.
All right, well, bump KD.
Hey, we unified.
With the Teen Titans, and it
Hey,
Teen Titans.
I think we all unified in the
King
dislike
Titans.
them guys.
Yeah, them guys. Yeah, Kyrie the crybaby. KD.
I've been done with the super teams ever since, KD formed over there with the damn Golden State Warriors. The Warriors was already a boss-ass team.
It was just the fact for me.
It was just KD personally.
That he teamed up with the team that just beat him.
Yes. In 7 games.
And he was up 3-1.
Yes. In 7 games, bro.
I had an issue with that.
That's trash.
Yeah, I could not believe that you would want to say, hey, I couldn't beat y'all, but I want to be down.
Even when you joined a 70-win team.
Yeah.
You joined a 70-win team
after
they won a championship.
You like the second best player. Keyword second best. You're not the first best.
But Kyrie.
Talk about James Harden just got pulled over with somebody with a couple of grams on him with that hashish.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, that's perfectly fine. I think the NBA, I don't think they outlaw that. I think that they took that out. They CBA.
What I'm talking about is Harden should have been at home nursing that ankle. That leg.
Yeah. Bro,
he was nursing that third leg. He was nursing that third leg.
Don't you dare tell that grown man that got all that money to he be at home nursing his ankle. You got a lot of nerve, bro.
He been at home for 2 weeks now.
Hey, he been at home for 2 weeks. He got too much stuff to do.
Say he wants to be a champion.
He can still be a champion.
He wants to be considered the best ever.
So how would you feel about Michael Jordan used to go gamble in between finals? He was gambling the whole time.
Oh, he used to smoke cigarettes and everything.
Yeah, he was.
But MJ could go out and drink and golf and gamble, but when he came to the game, with practice time, he still went hard in practice. Same with Kobe, Shaq. All the greats, baby. You can't be great if you ain't gonna do great.
I agree that James Harden is not great. Not at all.
Ooh.
He's not great. He's a good player, but he can't be. He's not even better than Steve Smith to me. I put that out there.
I don't know. I think I have to disagree.
I don't think he's great. He don't offer a lot in playoff time. His record in the playoffs is not good.
But you can't say he ain't a great player for that. Like, it's still a team sport.
Right.
This
sport right here is the closest sport.
This guy led the league in scoring 2 or 3 straight years in a row. This guy led the league in scoring.
Yeah, he can do all that in the regular season. Have fun in the regular season.
But y'all saying it like it don't count. It don't mean nothing. Barry Sanders, man. Come on now, y'all.
Oh, I'm definitely... Hey, if we gonna talk about that one day on Talk to Talk, I never called Barry Sanders great because I always looked at his playoff record, his playoff statistics aimed at.
That's unfair.
To shut down.
That's unfair.
He was easy to shut down.
That's unfair. It's a lot of great players. There's a lot of great players that play sports that just couldn't win the big one. That's all.
I agree.
That's all.
I agree to that.
So
because
with James Harden, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that James Harden is stepping into greatness. All right.
I don't see the greatness in the playoffs.
It's not easy. Only one person can lead the league in scoring. That's an incredible feat.
You keep saying the league in scoring regular season.
Yes.
Lead the playoffs in scoring. How about that?
It's not easy to lead the league in scoring, fellas.
How about lead the league?
This guy scored 40 points a night for a whole month.
Hey, fine. Lead the league in scoring in the playoffs.
If the NBA really implement those rules,
if you really about rings,
fouls, I guarantee he won't lead the league in scoring no more.
Wow.
If you all about rings,
come on, man. Don't change the rules.
Is an offensive foul. The boy won't lead the league no more.
Don't change the rules because of a guy's ability to score. They did that with Michael and it failed.
Well, we understand that they changed the rules of the league for James Harden type players.
They didn't.
With those 3, 4, 5, 6 steps that they take,
That's the Euro step, and it's totally legal. It's a 2-step. It's just off the opposite foot. And opposite hand. It looks weird. It's the soccer feet.
It's throwing the ball ahead of you 15 feet, and that's where you catch it is your gather step.
Wow.
That's garbage.
Well,
man.
It is what it is.
Well, getting back.
I'm gonna say this. Hold on, man. Hold on, because I just can't believe this, dog. That y'all saying that it don't matter if you lead the league in scoring. Is that what y'all telling me? The scoring leaders don't matter?
Okay, Kiki Vandeweghe used to lead the league in scoring.
What else does he lead?
Do I need to say anything else? Alex English used to lead the league in scoring.
And they were great players. They weren't great players?
They was good players. They was good. They can't be great. You can't mention no Alex English with Michael Jordan and
Is he in the Hall of Fame?
Dominique Wilkins. I'm talking about playoff guys.
So
I'm talking about playoff.
So everybody
statistics.
who don't make it to the playoffs ain't a great player.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're saying.
I'm saying if you get there,
That's what I'm saying.
Is that what you're saying? So you saying
I'm kind of saying.
Bernard King with Michael Jordan. I'm not gonna put as great as that boy in Oklahoma. Well, he's in Oklahoma now.
Well, you can't put nobody with Michael Jordan. That's an unfair analogy for anybody.
But Bernard King was a great player in the playoffs
Not really.
as well. He was a great.
Not really. It's not much of a conversation.
He gave the Pistons fits.
So it's kind of a one-way
conversation. If y'all ever Google Bernard King when he was with the Knicks in the playoffs,
I already know. I watched him play.
He burned him up. He burned it up.
I watched him play.
Oh, me too.
Bernard was
King
a savage.
Yes.
He just couldn't win the big one.
Is regular season accolades.
What?
It's regular season accolades.
Only thing that I got to say about that, bro, that changed your mind a little bit, I guarantee it, is Dan Fouts, Dan Marino.
So they wasn't great?
They definitely were great. But football is the ultimate team sport. They did their part as a player, but they don't play defense. So, therefore, you know what I'm saying, you definitely can't link them. And the NBA is almost the closest thing you can get to boxing as far as individual can go out there and do their thing.
All day long. I give you that one.
Yeah, that's the closest. Because there's only 5 guys out there.
I don't count
You
Dan
spread them out.
It's more than 5.
Well, I'm talking about 5.
Plus, man, you got to remember, man, guys got
Spread
to be
them
healthy.
out.
It's a lot of variables that go into making a playoff run and all that stuff, man. Guys get hurt. That hurt teams big time, man.
So speaking of that, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So do you think the Phoenix Suns, if they win the championship, or Milwaukee, whichever team win the championship, is it a star bag based on all the key injuries, especially for Phoenix? Phoenix went through this whole playoff with key players on each team out.
Well, I don't think you can do that, personally, because, and the reason I say that is because the same thing happened with Golden State just a couple of years ago when they made their run. All of the players that they played against were out. All of the stars on the other team were out.
Might need to do an investigation on that. I might have to look a little deeper into that.
Yeah, so I mean,
the NBA been with the Bulls.
Kawhi was out with the knee injury that year. It was a couple other guys.
That's interesting that the NBA.
He was with San Antonio still, but still they.
The only team that got fouled.
So that's that. So injuries is I say that to say injuries is a part of the game.
Okay.
So
what about the idea of the NBA?
You play the healthiest team. That's even in football. The healthiest team toward the end of the year usually gonna make the deep run.
Right.
If your star players can stay healthy.
That's fact.
Yeah.
What about the fact that the NBA is the only sport that a referee was caught to be cheating, and I think it was a point shaving thing with Vernon Maxwell before Mad Max.
Yeah, but I don't think. To be honest with you, that could be prevalent anywhere whenever you involve money of that magnitude. You talking about gamblers, like gambling is probably like right there with prostitution as two of the oldest occupations it is.
Mr. Donahue say he ain't the only one that was doing it, and that they ain't stopped doing it when he left. Mm-hmm. One of the things
I ain't never saw that.
Watching basketball, Donahue said something, and this is how I started looking at basketball.
Right.
He said, if you want to know who's supposed to win the game, go look at the free throw attempts. And if we go look at the free throw attempts right now with that Suns game, with this first game 1,
Only thing about that, bro, that kill that noise is the fact that if you playing a more aggressive style of basketball, like being that you are penetrating you going to the hole a lot and not shooting a lot of outside jumpers. If you being more aggressive to the hole, you gonna get more free throws. If you out there shooting fucking,
that's a strong point.
Yeah, 30-foot jumpers all day.
I'll give you that. But we can go back to a couple of series, but we ain't gonna do that today. We'll leave that for another day. But 26 free throws attempted to 16 free throws is a disparity. And I don't really believe
you can't just call something a disparity just by looking at some numbers.
Now,
you gotta look at the actual
watch the game. Now I will say this
too: the nature of which team was being aggressive, which team wasn't, and that dictate the flow of the referees calling fouls.
We'll see how that ends up in game 2 if Milwaukee is a lot more.
Never ever just look at numbers and
you gotta look at the game.
And just say, oh, I looked at the free throws.
Now check this out. Check this out. I did see a documentary with a mob boss that said that they control some of them games. He said what happens is some of them referees, they enjoy betting, they gamble in the streets because nobody will know. They have to keep it on the low.
Right.
So when they get in trouble, they go to the refs and be like, hey, it's the point spread that we playing against. We don't care about who winning the game. We don't care about who winning the game. It's the point spread for the gamblers. That's what people don't understand.
Right.
That's how it affects the game with the point spread. So if it's a 7-point game and you still calling fouls late in the game and it's over with a minute left, you still call. You know what I'm saying?
Now see that.
Yeah, see that's the kind of stuff
that still take you to have to watch the game.
Yeah, that's shady.
That ain't no numbers.
Right.
You got to sit there and watch that game and start seeing all these fouls start to get called all of a sudden.
And they said they'll let.
And you should let them play.
The mob boss
game
was
is already decided.
Hey, the mob boss was saying he would let them guys continue to take bets.
Right.
Take their bets, climb that credit up to where he knew they couldn't pay no more.
Right.
So now that pressure on him now because they going to threaten him because it's the mob.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
With muscle, and they threatening the guy, he shook.
So the integrity is all messed up.
Absolutely. I wouldn't doubt it. That's why I don't sports bet.
Right.
Now,
because
I just love sports, though, so I hope that it's not like that. Yeah. I would like to hope. I would like to believe that it's not like that. But do I totally?
Yeah, that's our belief.
Yeah, that's my belief. It's not.
That's our belief.
So with that being said, we got another champion in the world of sports. We got the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Congratulations to the Tampa Bay
Lightning.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't talk a whole lot.
They lit right now.
The
whole city.
We don't talk a whole lot of. We don't talk a whole lot of hockey, but I got to give it to them. They repeat champions.
Right.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because they won last year.
Right.
Oh, wow.
They repeat champions.
Wow.
So Tampa Bay lit right now with the Lightning.
So 2 championships in 1 year in 2021.
Right.
And we only in July. They got 2 already. Yeah.
Wow. And the baseball team pretty good too.
Wow.
Baseball team just won the World Series 2 years ago?
Wow. So
yeah, they were the last chance before the COVID season happened.
Right.
Where they had fans in the stands. Now the Dodgers, they won the championship last year during the pandemic with no fans. So that I mean, it was entertaining to watch because I was had my hank for
game from a different angle.
Right. Had my hank for sports and all that other stuff, okay, but it just still wasn't the same.
It didn't
because
feel right.
Wow, and I got me some Dodger gear. I didn't know that I had championship gear now.
Yeah, because that Michigan stuff, that ain't no championship.
Here you go.
That ain't no championship gear right there, right? It must have been laundry day.
I mean, that's
he don't walk down here with an S on his chest,
It
did
must
he?
have been laundry day. He thought he was getting ready. Look, he got his little fishing hat on. He thought he was going fishing. I wanted to start raining.
Michigan.
I wanted to start raining.
The University of Michigan Wolverine.
Don't say championship with that.
Oh, hell. Yeah.
Don't say champions with that.
And we still had Randy down here in Michigan. That's all he got to say.
If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle.
Right, but staying on topic about hockey and all that, what about the guy that died here?
Oh, man, yeah, that was sad, man.
I can't even say his name.
Kivlenieks. Mastiss
Kivlenieks.
Yeah.
Mastiss Kivlenieks.
So,
died in a fireworks
tragic,
accident.
man.
Took a
That's so
mortar
tragic.
to the chest.
Young fella, man.
Yeah. What is about?
Oh.
Oh yeah,
not really
what
sure,
they
but
did blow
the
his fingers
the
off.
first report.
Pierre Paul.
The first
He
report
won a
that came out-
championship
Yeah,
last
he sure
year.
did. That year he won the championship.
Last year, he wasn't with the
Young
Bucks.
Tampa Bay, he was.
Wasn't he?
It wasn't last year he blew his fingers off.
No, he did
No,
that
I'm
with
saying,
the Giants.
He did that with
I
the
know,
Giants.
but I'm
But I think
saying he's
he won
still in the
championship with the
league
Giants.
and he's
They beat
playing
the
with the
Patriots.
Bucks.
He won the Super Bowl with the
Hey,
Giants that year too.
So Pierre Paul
with the Bucks
he
right now.
He was the only man that for Tampa Bay to talk shit to Tom Brady. How about that?
No,
He could.
what you mean about
He
how
beat
many
him
championships?
twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it might have been 3 times.
Well, where else Pierre Paul was at? I don't
He was
know.
at the Giants won 2 against.
He won,
I
yeah,
know the
he
two
was-
they won against the Patriots. Them the two I
But I don't know if he was on both teams.
I
but-
think he probably was. More
I
than
don't know.
likely.
We got to look that up.
Because they wasn't far apart. It was
They
still
wasn't
Eli
far
and both
apart.
of them.
Yeah, it was Eli and both of them for real.
Yep.
But getting back on the topic of Mastiss, the first reports came out is that
Kivlenieks.
Mastiss Kivlenieks.
Get that man rest in peace.
The first reports came out. The first reports that came out is that he died of a head injury. But the autopsy was performed recently and said he was literally struck in the chest by a firework, and that's what killed him. He was still responsive when the EMS technicians got there, but he died in transport. He was at a wedding at one of I forgot which former Red Wing player whose house he was at in Novi, but it's kind of messed up because he went there for a day of celebration. For a wedding, and for a holiday, and then it ended in tragedy.
So basically, he didn't even live here in Michigan.
No.
He was on a trip.
He was just here visiting.
And he was something about that everybody was like scattering from the fireworks show, and like they must have had a
Something tipped
malfunction.
over or something?
Yeah, something had to tip over. But see, that's why I always been a person that I don't really engage in those fireworks. Like I don't buy them. I don't never buy them. Because
I'm a pyro. I ain't gonna lie.
I think the firework and the $100 bill burning it is pretty much the same thing.
And to me, it's tragic because he was literally just getting his career started. He's 24 years old.
Right.
He's literally
Definitely
just getting
tragic,
his career started.
man.
Right. Yeah. There's a
Definitely
lot
tragic.
of tragedy going on.
But I ain't gonna lie. We had a fireworks show over my aunt's house. It was kind of cool. I mean, we try to be safe with it.
Yeah, of course.
I actually let some of the kids
take a little bit more precaution.
Light some of the stuff. Some
in
of the,
light of what
the
happened.
older kids, the teenagers,
Yeah.
13, 12, 13.
Right.
You give them a little excitement, man. You kind of teach them a little responsibility. But I'm there with them right there. So, but we don't have no outlet.
You gotta have
but you gotta
adult
think these guys were in the hockey pros, so they getting money. So they buying A1 fireworks like commercial grade.
Right.
That's probably what that was.
Right.
That wasn't out of the little store that we be buying.
Right.
That was
They doing the stuff that we see at the
fireworks.
Exactly. They got switches like
they don't have as much as stuff
like them
at the
cars,
fireworks, but they got the stuff
hydraulics.
They got
switches like hydraulics on them.
Right.
For real, bro. Like that's how they go shoot them off.
You like shoot them off.
I saw it.
At high, right? Shoot them off at high. That's a good interlude to what we gonna talk about next.
What?
Old Sha'Carri Richardson.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, it is what it is, man.
Personal responsibility is the first thing I like to say when it comes to Sha'Carri Richardson.
Personal responsibility.
And taking responsibility is one thing. And
she did that. I think she did that.
When you take responsibility, I think what kept her off the relay team was the fact that she didn't glorify it, but she made it okay to use drugs. I'm human. I did that, and it wasn't saying I think if she would have said more so to the fact that I did that, maybe I shouldn't have did.
I think that was gonna do that anyway.
Yeah.
They don't want. When I say they, I mean
sometimes you got to say stuff that
they don't like her image. She ain't the image that they want to portray, and that's just my take. That's just my take on it. And
so
it
when you
was
say her
easy to,
image, so what about her? What about the women's track team? That's typically a black team. So
well, I don't just mean black.
Oh, her personally.
Yeah. I mean, like
That-
her
she got
image. She has
tattoos.
the image of the young kids today. She has the colored hair, the tattoos, the
Right.
so-called sassy
eyelashes.
attitude.
Right.
Yeah, that
And
part,
she's
you
a
know.
member-
Hey.
She's a member of the Rainbow Coalition.
Yeah. So she's a.
Oh,
she's a,
I didn't know
yeah.
that. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very
Because
interesting.
Marijuana is a widely used drug, if you want to call it.
In
a
America.
drug.
We don't
not
know.
But that's who
America.
judged her was America.
Not
That
just
wasn't
America,
the
to
Olympic.
athletes,
That wasn't the Olympics
period.
committee that did that. That was
Athletes around the
U.S.
world use
Olympic committee
marijuana.
that did that.
Well,
That wasn't them. That ain't came yet.
Oh, well, it probably was, the image that it is. They, with the Olympics, they try to have a more family, wholesome. I don't
Bullshit.
know.
I mean,
don't know.
excuse my French. They just had to do raping gymnasts, man. I don't want to hear that.
Oh, you talking about
Well,
last
of course they
They
didn't
always
know.
do. I mean, I don't want to compare that to that though. Maybe that's a bad comparison.
I don't know if they knew about
A
that.
dude just made the Olympics as a weightlifting female.
Right. So let me get this
And
right.
we had that
I can have a
conversation
cock,
last week,
so I
didn't
can
we?
have a cock, right? I can take some pills, have a cock, grow a cock,
But you
and then,
can't smoke no weed,
but I
dog.
can't
You
smoke
no
pot.
weed.
All right,
Well,
and compete
hey,
against
whoa,
girls.
watch it. Careful,
so I can
careful,
grow a
careful.
cock. I said cock. That's
Careful. You
Sorry.
can't disrespect.
I can't say cock. My bad.
To those,
Okay. I apologize. You're right.
To that LGBTQ, we don't want nobody coming down. That's what I'm trying. I
They better
see.
not
I
bring
see
their
what.
ass- I'm
I
just
see where
joking.
you going. I'm trying to keep you safe. I'm trying to keep you out of jail.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm playing
My bad.
lawyer
I
right
got
now.
you. I
for
got
you.
you. You're right. You're absolutely right. I don't want to show no bias.
See, he's
no,
playing devil's
But I was just
advocate
saying,
for
that's-
a reason.
I would just like playing devil's advocates. It's fun sometimes, guys. You should come over here with me.
She
It's fun.
definitely should have known better.
She did know better, man. I think she held her accountability. She was trying to be a trendsetter. She was trying to be a trendsetter and a pioneer, probably for the pathway for cannabis. And it just backfired on her, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it happens,
Well,
dog.
marijuana
So now you
is
got to eat
legal
your...
in the state that she's in the state that she
Right.
resides in, marijuana is legal.
Right.
But she knew
Bro,
that
don't-
she was gonna get popped Olymically.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. I was about to say thank you for.
Can't justify the behavior at all. That's what you're
Exactly.
saying, condoning the behavior.
Right.
You can't. Now, I will say this. I ain't gonna say I don't condone the behavior. I'm just saying. I ain't like I said. I ain't saying I don't condone the behavior. I'm just saying, with that much at risk, you gotta know better, man. You talking about your money now. You talking about messing up your money. And that's
For
the only
your
problem.
whole team. Everybody
Your
gets some of
family.
that.
Your
Yeah.
family, man. Endorsements, all
Right.
your endorsements money, all of that, man.
She got a group with her.
But-
There's a lot of people that's in her
That's
team.
true. That's true.
And they look for those cash payouts.
Right.
And with her doing that, not winning those Olympic gold medals that she would have probably won, that's bad.
Yeah,
that's
it's
just
bad.
bad.
It's a
But
bad
she
take.
still kept the support of the endorsements
But
that
see,
she
we
had,
also
don't
have
she?
to-
Yeah, Nike
Now, this is the
still
problem.
supporting her.
Now, this is the problem that I have personally. All right, this is one of the problems I have personally, and I really don't like doing this. I really don't. I honestly don't, man. But I look at hockey and I look at baseball, and they don't even test for marijuana in those predominantly white sports, man.
I think basketball the same now, and football definitely is.
Well, I'm
the
just
same.
saying. You talking about
No,
they don't
football-
test
football
for marijuana
still
at all
tests
in those
marijuana.
sports.
No, football they you got to look it up. Football don't. They move past.
It
that.
just happened.
Yeah, it just happened.
It just happened.
Yeah, it just
They've
happened.
been like that.
Yeah, well, some leagues
been
move,
like that.
Some leagues move a little more slower than other leagues. Let's just say that. That's just-
So it ain't got nothing to do with.
I don't know.
I was just
well, it's
like I
we
said. I hate
said
to-
earlier.
You know
we
what?
ain't in those
All right,
locker
I'm gonna stop.
rooms.
I'm gonna say
so-
I ain't gonna go there then.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
can't do that.
So how you doing, guys?
So what about the media and the way the media glorifies the negative images of everything, and then positive images in the media are like we was talking about earlier, like the chess team win. Like a friend of mine, Cassandra Shortridge, her daughter used to play chess and used to win all the time. And
Sandra Shortridge.
you know her?
Oh yeah. I mean, no, I don't know her. Sorry, I'm just kidding. No, I know her. Not like that. Let me stop, because she's a beautiful person.
Yeah,
She is a good girl. She's a good girl. She's a good girl.
That's my little big sister.
Yeah,
right
she was
there.
she was married for a long time.
Yeah,
her brother's my dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. But what I was saying was
about Cassandra Shortred.
Her daughter used to be winning these chess tournaments a lot, and she used to get some publicity, but it wasn't like all this negative stuff that always get publicity. Mm-hmm. And I used to be like we say, I guess, that's boring to say, this person just won a chess tournament, and this guy just went to jail for shooting 2 people. That's something to glorify. To sell advertising.
That young black person has won a chess tournament shows that this young black person has intellect, because chess is an intellectual game.
Right.
Showing that black person is out there shooting up the block shows that black people are ignorant. So which one you think the propaganda is going to push?
Right. Those images, they like to keep repeating those images over and over. And that people that's not
that's
even
our
around.
Fault.
But I'm saying people like they put these images on these news stations, everywhere. And then people that not even around black people get these ideas from these images that they keep repeating to them, repeating.
And you're right about
instead
that.
Instead of the relationship that they might have had with
an individual.
Interaction with an individual.
They already coming with this preconceived notion about every black person.
Heard.
Yeah.
And you know what? You absolutely right about that. The media, they want to portray like, except for white people. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep it real with whoever watching me, but the media wanted, like, what do we think about Arabs ever since the 9/11? You know what I'm saying? There's prejudice that already came out, and then with the coronavirus, they had racial attacks against anybody that was Asian, and then it's always been that way with us. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then even a couple years ago when they was killing bisexuals on Woodward, just randomly running up and shooting them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, but the media, bad news sells.
Right.
Bad news sells ratings.
Sex sells.
Chris just did something that every black person do when they talk about white people. They whisper. He was like, well, I'm going to keep it real. I'm talking about white people.
Did I say it like that, dude?
If you rewind the tape, they just said Eddie Murphy and somebody else, it was some more famous people, they was talking about white people, and they was whispering to each other. And they thought about it. They like, why are we whispering?
Right.
That's just something that we do. That just show you the it's just ingrained. The superiority part. And
it's definitely in our subconscious, man.
Yeah,
it's definitely in our subconscious.
Even with these famous black men, they was sitting up there whispering, and all of them rich, and they was whispering when they said white people.
Because that's what happens, man. When you're talking about black Americans, just African Americans that's rich, they still had a trinket dangled in front of them, and they're gonna always let you know that I can take this carrot away from you. I can always
the only thing that the media,
the cancel culture, showing us that all day.
But the last thing that the media that showed the world how ignorant white people could get was the insurrection at the Capitol that just happened this year. And
that showed the privilege.
Right. Sure. You know what I'm saying?
But
it showed privilege at the same time.
We all know anybody else.
And then just when you say white people, they look at that as you are aggressive. You can't even say white like a man. You can't say white people like a man to them. Or you aggressive. They can say black people all day to you. But when you say white people, they get a little bit like, what you do? Why is that? Why is that? Like, you can't talk about white people for their bullshit. Let's just be honest.
Because white people and the media like to present everything that come with white people as singularly, whereas everything with any other race or any other nationality
is grouped
as a whole.
Right.
You know.
So that explains why we having this conversation in America right now about critical race theory, that CRT. They all these states in the southern states, they trying to stop that teaching, because that teacher is telling about white supremacy and the ideal of that.
That's right.
And my thing, this is the thing I always say. This country will never be on the same wavelength until the land is equally dispersed. If a whole race of people own all 80 to 90% of the land in the country, they gonna have that's the same.
Well, they had the bag.
Exactly.
They got the bag first.
And I'm talking about the land.
That's where the bag was at.
We weren't taught to learn. We were taught to patriotize us. Because there's so many things that I've learned about this country after I left school on my own that I never learned in history.
Right.
I never
Yeah, that's
learned
facts.
about the Mayons and how many different slave insurrections there were in this country.
Right.
It was always the slaves was just doing what they supposed to do under the threat of death.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that a lot of slaves
The rebellions,
preferred
and also, we cannot forget a lot of the white people that was behind that. There was a lot of white people that was behind freedom of slavery.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you, there was a church in Philadelphia. It's the oldest AME Episcopal Church in Philadelphia, and still there. And the guy who owned it was a white guy, and the black guy got in his conscience.
Right.
And saying, how can you talk about believing in God and you condone
allowing that?
And he got his whole congregation behind the movement.
Right.
So kudos to a lot of white people.
A lot of white people were behind.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
civil rights.
Even today, to this day,
Exactly.
you saw all of the white people out there
with
marching
the
with the police with George Floyd. I saw all young white people. Young white people. I was so happy to see that, because I really feel like change is going to come now.
But you know, a lot of people try to say George Soros
it has to be everybody.
is behind that.
It has to be everybody.
Right.
A concerted effort from everyone, man.
I'm glad.
And I love seeing that.
Me personally, I'm glad it's a George Soros out there that's bankrolling the movement. I'm glad that there's somebody out there that's putting their money where they fucking mouth is.
Jay-Z and Beyonce, dog.
Because that's
they bonded
the thing.
people out on the Ferguson disturbances
and
riots,
that's the perfect example. Even when you do right,
philanthropy.
Somebody gonna say you doing wrong.
Yeah, philanthropy.
Here go a guy that they say is actually bankrolling these protesters and stuff. So what's the problem?
Right.
You know, that's my thing. You say people don't never put their money up. This guy bankrolling it.
Right.
Hell, my song and Tamika Mallory, they done got rich with this, doing this stuff, and I don't have a problem with it.
People want to say he's pushing an agenda, but the only agenda he's pushing is equality.
How about that?
Yeah, he ain't pushing. I haven't
That's
seen
a big little word, ain't it?
Yes.
That's why they always trying to undermine the Black Lives Matter movement. They trying to undermine. What's the little light?
I just saw a car today that had Blue Lives Matter and All Lives Matter. It's like, why would somebody saying Black Lives Matter just saying in the realm of all these unarmed black people being murdered and killed by police? How could you think that mean we only care about black people? We caring about the black people that keep losing their lives unarmed. It ain't a whole bunch of white people dying unarmed.
You know what I hear a lot about when I hear that conversation also? Is people say, okay, all lives matter. We talking about black lives, right? So they look at it and say, okay, well, but what about the blue lives? Nobody care about them. We ain't talking about them.
We not.
Or they say, well, why don't the blacks stop killing the blacks? I say, that's the different conversation.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's the deflection.
Hold on. Not only is it a deflection, but it's a different conversation, because what happens is when you have a black person that
he go to jail.
Else, he goes to jail.
These cops
he gets caught. There's no accountability.
Cops get paid
and
vacation.
That's the difference.
They get a paid vacation.
Well, not only that, black on black crime is a narrative pushed to make black people look a certain way. Crime is proximate. White people kill white people 85% of the time. Black people kill black people 95% of the time.
Yeah, but to that point, but that's what we were saying about the media.
But we don't want
that was what we were saying about the media. Always want to glorify
that's in our
the
culture.
negativity.
Yeah, our culture.
You know,
that's our culture too, man. We can't always just, we got our own closet we got to clean out. And with that culture, we was just talking about this, about how these young guys are so aggressive with the cars driving and stuff, man. That shows your personality when you're behind the wheel too.
Right.
Well, Pete, look at it from this point of view. Of 43 million black people in this country, 80 to 90% of us live in or around 13 cities in this country. 13 cities. Now, if the majority of black people are living at or near the poverty line, the only thing a lot of these black guys have is their masculinity. They don't have nothing else. So they gonna show their masculinity. Me and Mark was having a discussion the other day about
That's a good point.
how we would be walking down the street, and as youngsters, if we catch another guy's eyes, we gotta fight. We don't say what's up, we gotta fight.
What you looking at?
You know what we used to call it? We used to call that peacocking.
We called it
peacock.
We called it what you looking
dude
at?
always flare up like a peacock.
Like who
like
you?
a peacock.
Yeah.
Now he peacocking.
Yeah. We can't just look at each other and be like, "What's up, dog?"
Right. How you doing, man?
That go
you
down
right?
in the anals. That right there. That's something.
That's a Detroit thing for sure.
For sure.
Like it wasn't down south like that.
But that's what he talking about when he say the 13 cities.
Right.
They all got that.
Yeah.
And in that culture, like you was just saying.
Yeah, it's that culture, man.
The culture
it's the
is
culture,
like.
bro.
And then when you use that, it's like you said about.
Well, people, man. Listen, man. Let me tell you, when you poverty and you poor, you ain't got nothing to be happy about.
Right.
Shoot, you ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? You ain't happy. You ain't walking around happy. I'm just saying.
Well, you know what you got to do.
I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
When you come from situations like that, you got to take what you can take. You got to take the good, all that you can take. Because even with them come ups, them, the people get raised like that. They got a lot of stuff to be happy about with that life.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? They got to take what they can. You can't base your life on what these other people got based on what their fathers and mothers had before them.
That's true.
Because all we are products of our environment,
and
that was created before we got here.
Right to my point. Product of our environment.
All of this stuff was like this before we even got here. Yeah. And it's still the same way because nobody black want to take another bullet. Mm-hmm. Too many black men that stood out there, that stuck their chests out, that said them words, and fought against shit. They took a bullet or they took a jail sentence, and nobody want to do that no more. Mm-hmm. Everybody want to take the dollar. They want to take the money. And that's what
that's what I was talking about the trinkets. You dangling them trinkets. And that's why the Eddie Murphys, they dangle that trinket, man.
But once you get to points that we got, you ever seen, they got this thing that
Dave Chappelle was the only one that made the comeback to me. Like he went against the grain, against the culture, and did it his way, and didn't let Hollywood censor him or put on a dress,
and still won.
It cost him.
It cost him.
It almost cost him his career.
Yeah, it
almost cost him his career.
Let him tell it almost cost him his life.
All of that.
When he did his stand-up, he talked about a lot of that. Yeah.
For real.
So
that was a good topic. I like that. I like that, boys. Good topic. Good dialogue. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what? Okay. So what about our youth? We got this issue with our youth right now. It's like everywhere we look. When I say youth, I'm not talking
the culture.
Yeah, I'm talking about this under 30 crowd. This under 30 crowd is just going through a war with itself.
I say under 25 even.
The 25 are a part of it. I'm giving you the 30 on down.
Because I think honestly, when you get to 30, that's when that's when the light really start to click a little bit for the ones that it's gonna click.
Right.
Some of them it don't never click.
Right.
And I get that.
Make it to that.
And I get that. But as long as we can reach one.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? But I do think that it just take us a little longer as African American young men to grow up, man. We had to grow up so fast as youngsters, you know, because I remember, man.
And we had TV.
9 years old, dog. I was cooking my own breakfast.
We had TV raising us.
You know what I'm saying?
We had TV shows and movies raising us. That's what we was watching. A lot of single.
That's a good point right there.
A lot of kids that didn't have mamas and daddies that didn't have both. And mama had to go work. Mm-hmm. They had that TV raising them a lot of times. Looking at them shows.
Peter gave to the type of TV shows we was watching though.
Right. Good Times.
There's a difference.
The
wholesome shows.
Jeffersons. You know, you got the Good Times and Jefferson. That is a great mix because you got successful black people and you got poor people that's still a family in the ghetto.
I got you.
And still have morality.
Exactly.
Well, I think that a lot of the difference from kids nowadays to our days,
what happened
the world came to them.
The Scarface movie came out. We got the Minister Society. We got Paid in Full. We got all these movies that's glorifying this certain way.
Yeah,
even Boys in the Hood.
The music.
Everybody loved Doughboy from that movie.
The music
Doughboy
too.
was the worst one in the movie.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? I would say he was the worst one in the movie.
I got you.
And that's what everybody loved out that movie.
Yeah. And in Minister Society,
Kane.
Old Dog.
It had us rooting for the bad guys. Got us rooting for the bad.
We've been rooting for the bad guys since Tony Montana stepped out
That's
there.
True. That's true. Minister Society,
and what were we,
New Jack City.
What were we, 12
we were
with
too
them
young
fresh
to be
minds,
exposed to some of
with
that.
them fresh minds.
For sure.
Yeah. Next thing you know, the drug dealer in the neighborhood is the star now.
And when New Jack City came out, we all wanted to be Nino Brown.
I think it's Nino Brown.
Yep,
I forgot about that.
But I also think that, and a lot of people don't want to talk about this, but I also think in some ways integration actually hurt us.
Oh, it definitely
because what happened is it took the professional out of the neighborhood.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And you got left with what was left, man.
Yep.
You had a lot of uneducated people were there. So kids are growing up not being able to see the value of an education.
You know
and
what?
We as a culture, we don't cultivate that. We talk about you should go to school, to school, but the kid don't see nobody else going to school.
Right.
So your kid have to see you doing shit if that's what you want them to do.
You know what our community was like every other race community is now. Before integration, we was a close-knit community. You know what I'm saying? You had to go to the black barber. You had to go to the black everything. That was your community. Just like Asian people. Asian people don't go to the black barber shops.
That's true.
They don't go to soul food restaurants.
That's true.
They don't go to nothing black. Italian people, they don't go to nothing black. We the only race that go to all of that
patronize
stuff.
all of them.
Even though we do patronize we are having a thing that we do black on. We do a lot of that too. Mm-hmm. But we still
and everybody knows this.
Exactly.
That was the plan. Everybody knows this to make us. You gotta remember, man. We started with nothing. So that's like starting off a Monopoly game. All right. Yeah. And everybody get money, right? And everybody get to buy property, but you.
Yeah.
So after a few rounds around, you out of money.
Exactly.
But a few got through and made around to get 200.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They got their 200 and ran out the hood. Yeah. Because you got to for your own safety sometimes. And that's why I have a problem.
That's what we thought. We thought, hey man, if I move to the suburbs, I have a better quality of life. I have to deal with a different topic.
But they
that's
went
more
out,
racism. You have to deal with racism as opposed to
they went with the same
urban
mentality.
The urban
you know what I'm saying?
Ills of the hood.
They went with the same mentality. The mentality didn't change. It didn't matter. The environment didn't make a difference at all. You can put what's that saying that our parents used to say a long time? You can take a nigga out the hood, but you can't take the hood out the nigga.
That's why I always used to speak on that. I used to always say when they freed slaves and said it was illegal to discriminate, they didn't change nobody's mind. Just because you change some laws, don't mean
it just made you not show it.
Exactly.
That's all these new laws are doing.
And that's why somebody
it's suppressing
that's
a lot
why
of people's
Trump,
behavior.
That's why Trump raised up because
those
same because those
feel what he's talking about.
Exactly. Yeah. They still there.
He stirred that pot.
Yeah.
He stirred that pot.
And then
but he didn't. It wasn't just him. That person was already that person.
Exactly. But what about the fact that you work with people?
Let me say
that you know they're not racist and they like Trump though. What about that? Are they really not racist though?
And I'm gonna say this. In their defense, because I have
that movie. It's about a racist skinhead that goes to prison.
American Me.
No, that ain't American Me.
American History X.
American History X. American History X. You're absolutely right.
There's a scene in it where he was trying to figure out where his racist thoughts started.
Right.
And it went back to his father.
Yeah.
Right. His father taught racism at the dinner table daily.
And he didn't teach it outright. He taught it subliminally.
Right.
Telling them that do what the black teachers.
Well, I don't know. He used the N-word. His daddy was using the N-word in that movie. He was demeaning black people like a mug. He was teaching racism right there on the dinner table. He was trying to ingrain that stuff into them boys as young, fresh minds.
Now, I will say this. I had an open, candid conversation with a real, true friend of mine. And when I say this guy is a friend of mine, he's a white guy, my boy.
Right.
All right. Our kids played sports together, all of that. We hung out on road trips, all that. Split the room, all that. This is my dog.
Right.
You know what he told me?
Broke bread, all that.
You know what he told me? And this was the realest shit ever. He said, man, you know what, blah, before we talked about that, I never even considered race into the conversation when I was choosing a candidate. And I believe him.
Right. He based it on all the other
because
stuff.
that's not his struggle. That's what he told me. He said, because that's never been his struggle.
Right.
So
that is
before
real.
I made it him aware of it, he would hear the shit, but he said he hears so much, he tuned it out.
Right.
Because he never had to experience it.
Right.
Or he never seen it.
Because he ain't doing it.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And who are we? Who are we to discount that man, to say that man ain't being real when he said that? Who are we?
You know what I told him? I appreciate you for being honest.
Yeah. Because he
now
let
we
you
can
see.
talk.
Right.
He let his guard down, and I let my guard down, and now we can have them kind of conversations if we need to.
The only way the world will change its views from racism is that those that benefit from privilege of racism give up their privilege. That's the only way.
But when you say that though, bro, it go back to what I was saying about the land. Do you actually believe a family that owns some land gonna give up their land?
No.
They're not gonna do it. That's why I'm telling you, this America will never be on an equal basis because they will never forfeit that land. They won't forfeit that land. It's a congressman just.
We can get money and buy it.
We'll never be able to.
I'm just saying.
They won't sell it. What about they won't sell it?
That's true. It's been in their family for
they understand the value of
that's
property.
Where the money, that's where the wealth is at.
It will
the
stay.
The property gap is where really where discrimination is at, because that's the financial disparity between a white household and a black household.
Exactly.
It's the price of a home.
Exactly.
And once a home becomes a neighborhood becomes 10% over 5 to 10% African American or other ethnicity, the property value decrease. Did you ever notice that?
Right.
And that's why, because when we move in, they say the property value, even though we keep our homes up, take care of our cribs, that's just the way it is, man. Unfortunately.
Yeah, because
but
that keeps that money. That's that money.
Because it always amazed me that, like, at a plant, it be white people live in the suburbs and then the black people live in the city. and they all make the same money. Mm-hmm. But why did they get a loan for a house in the suburbs, and the black man couldn't get nothing but a loan in the city?
Well, you saw Century 21 recently, right by Grosse Pointe, got sued by class action lawsuit for that same purpose. They steer people away.
Exactly.
They steer you away because they know the value of those homes. They know the history and all of that, man.
And see, that's another way.
It's money.
Exactly.
It's controlling the money,
exactly.
man. So they send you to Harper Woods. You say you want your kids to go to school in Grosse Pointe. They send you to Harper Woods, or this house, you get more house for your buck right here, or they send you to St. Clair Shores, but you don't get in Grosse Pointe. And Grosse Pointe always had a history of that. There ain't no secret.
And see, that right there is like, I say, that, I don't know how you can
all
ever
the Karens
get
popping up. Look at all the Karens popping up.
Yeah, you can never
like
get
we ain't supposed to be here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But we wasn't. They didn't have a plan for us after they freed us. We just got loose.
Right.
Yeah.
And like that one
just turned into Highland Park. 10,000 more.
What was the one movie while the pandemic was going on? Everybody watching with the black family moved into that house. Us. Was it Us? Was it called Us?
Yeah. Us,
yeah. That was something.
No,
that was,
them.
Yeah. It was a movie called Us too, but that's the one. So, okay, so I got this thing that I see these kids driving all crazy now. These inexperienced young people, our youth, our young people. Like you used to say, like I used to drive a little crazy when I was younger. Like I hit the fast lane, and me and my friend we leave work and we'd be chasing each other out of work. But we did that sporadically. We didn't do like after work. Yeah, we didn't do that every day, all day. We just
these kids they out of control for sure, man.
Oh man, I call it the
doing the
pointless,
donuts and all that.
Taking over the freeways. We didn't shut down freeway. These people got to go to work. Emergency workers. Yeah. Oh, because attention. Everything is about attention. When they said we on the lodge with it, that stuff went viral. So you know what I'm saying? It put that out there like that.
It's a slogan now.
Right. So
I'm from 7 Mile and we'd be like, we on the mile with it.
Right.
Kind of like Crips and Bloods did when Colors came out.
Right.
How that exploded. Yeah. Next thing you know, it's Crips and Bloods in every city in the United States right now.
All day long.
Everywhere. I'm talking about black, white, green, and
it's
yellow.
that culture we was talking about, though, man, with that bully, aggressive culture.
Yeah.
I'm talking about with our youths, man.
Yeah.
And, you can see it, man. Driving, I can't get over.
Yeah, they don't want
to. I'm supposed to put my blinker on. I got to beast.
Yeah.
I got to beast my way in, and I think that's what happened with that incident with the road rage with the firefighter, and the young kid with his girl in the car.
Right. That was like the climax of all this stuff that's going on.
The nonsense, man. Just senseless.
The senseless violence. Just quick to pick up a gun to like if I spill a drink on you, I gotta worry about getting shot.
Right, that's crazy, man.
What the
Step
hell
on your
doing?
shoe,
man.
Yeah.
I can't
all
just,
of that.
I can't just buy you another drink and say my bad.
I can't say my bad, my brother.
I ain't got to buy you no drink.
Yeah,
I said my bad.
Yeah.
I said excuse me.
If I knock your drink out, I
said excuse me, not my bad. I said excuse me, my bad.
Right.
I'll let you say. You got to say my bad.
If I spill a drink on a man, my bad, bro. What you drinking? Let me make it right.
You got to remember too, man. I was young and dumb, and some people would say I was kind of a bully too, and I had a little of that in me, and I'm glad I grew out of it. You grow, man. You live and you learn after a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the difference between right and wrong.
Exactly.
And hopefully we all can grow and be better people in the long run.
And the fact that we got a chance to grow,
right,
and be better.
Some of them ain't having a chance.
We had spooky situations that we all had though, but God gave us a chance to grow and be better people to this day. And with that being said, that's a good show. We talked about a lot of stuff.
Wrapping it up.
We wrapping it up. We got an hour in. We that's about enough. And hopefully we reach somebody what we talked about today, the young people. We love our youth, but
that's
the youth gotta, they gotta listen to people because that's when you learn.
We've been where you from.
Yeah.
We come from where you from.
Yeah.
And been where you've been.
And no, I don't think, I'll say 98% of adults go tell young people stuff that they need to know. It's a 2% of
yeah, you don't want to see them bump their head off the same end of the table you bumped yours on.
Exactly.
You want to let them know, hey, man, when you hit that corner right there, it's going to be a bump. And
with that being said, bro, take us out of here. Take Talk to Talk home.
Hey, Talk to Talk, it's been a wonder. This has been a great show. And I'm going to close it with this. A homegirl of mine once told me the best way to grow old is to keep living. Peace out.
Peace.